In 13 days, yes, you heard right, only 13 days left. On May 15th, 2026, Bitcoin Cash will reach a moment that could change everything. An upgrade is coming, not just any update, but potentially the most important BCH upgrade in years, the so-called Layla Hard Fork, and this upgrade could take Bitcoin Cash to a whole new level technically, more features, more security, more uses, and maybe also a massive price jump. Some market observers are already discussing price targets of over $1,000. Yes, from around $473 currently to four figures. Sounds crazy, but is it realistic or just typical crypto hype? Today we analyze what Layla really changes, why BCH could become stronger as a result, why quantum resistance is suddenly a huge topic, and what that could mean for investors. Because one thing is certain, the next few days could be crucial. Section 1. What is the Layla upgrade? So let's start at the beginning. What exactly is Layla? Layla is a planned hard fork upgrade for Bitcoin Cash. Activation, May 2026. A hard fork means the network will receive significant improvements, new rules, new possibilities, new features. But don't worry, for regular users, BCH will remain BCH. You won't get a new coin, you don't have to exchange anything, no complicated migration. The network itself will become more modern. You can compare it to an operating system upgrade, like when your smartphone suddenly gets faster, gains more features, and runs more securely. Until now, Bitcoin Cash was primarily known as fast digital money, cheap payments, low fees, global transactions. That was powerful. But compared to more modern blockchains, BCH often lacked more complex applications. This is precisely where Layla comes in, because BCH is no longer intended to be just a means of payment, but rather a more versatile blockchain. This means more smart contract-like features, more developer potential, new financial products, improved security, and significantly more flexibility. Why is this important? Because crypto today is more than just sending money. Blockchains are competing for DeFi, tokenization, security, scalability, and future-proofing. Layla could move BCH in precisely this more modern direction. This is strategically crucial, because if BCH becomes more technically attractive, developers could build new applications, companies could use BCH more extensively, and investors could reassess BCH. So the upgrade could not only improve the technology, but also perception. And in the crypto market, perception is often extremely valuable. What's particularly exciting is that Layla strengthens BCH without destroying its core idea. Low-cost peer-to-peer payments remain central. But the possibilities expand. This means BCH remains simple, but becomes more powerful, and this combination could be crucial in 2026. Section 2. The 4 chips explained simply. Now let's get to the heart of Layla. The 4 most important technical improvements. These are called chips. Don't worry, we'll make it as simple as possible. Chip 1, loops. Imagine you want to automatically repeat a process over and over again. Until now, BCH was limited in this regard. With loops, this becomes much more efficient. The network can execute recurring processes more effectively. Why is this important? Because it enables more complex applications. For example, automated payments, multi-level contract logic, recurring security checks. For developers, this means more freedom. For users, this means more useful applications. Simply put, BCH becomes more automated. Chip 2, functions. You can think of functions like Lego bricks, built once, reusable again and again. Previously, some processes had to be repeated in a more complicated way. Now, developers can build clever modules that can be used multiple times. This saves time, costs, storage space, and reduces errors for the network. This means improved efficiency, more innovation, faster development for beginners. BCH becomes more programmable without becoming unnecessarily complicated. Chip 3, Bitwise Operations. Sounds technical, but it's easy to explain. This is about how data is processed. With this upgrade, BCH can manage information more precisely and efficiently. This improves logic, security features, data management. You could say the brain of the blockchain works smarter. Important for you, more efficiency means better tools in the long run, and better tools attract users. Chip 4, pay to script. This is the most exciting part for many. Here, payments can be tied to specific conditions. For example, funds are only released if several rules are met, or if two parties agree, or if a time period expires. This creates more security, more control, more privacy, and opens doors to modern financial applications. For example, escrow, safeguards, complex payment models. In short, BCH becomes significantly more versatile. Conclusion on the chips. Together, these 4 upgrades make BCH smarter, more flexible, more future-proof. Important, not every user will immediately notice every technical change, but in the long run, these improvements could be crucial because technology creates adoption, adoption creates demand, and demand influences prices. Section 3, 8.0.12 Quantum Resistance. BCH's potential future advantage. Now we're talking about a topic that is often underestimated: quantum computing. Quantum computers are considered potentially revolutionary. They could massively change many of today's systems, including cryptography. Why? Because extremely powerful quantum computers could theoretically crack classical encryption. This affects many blockchain networks in the long term, including Bitcoin, including wallet security. This threat isn't immediate yet, but large networks need to think ahead, and this is precisely where BCH becomes exciting. Layla creates the technical foundations that make future quantum-resistant security solutions easier to integrate. This means BCH reacts early. It builds flexibility. It creates adaptability. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is often considered slower when it comes to fundamental changes. Why? BTC prioritizes stability. This has advantages, but also disadvantages. Major updates take longer, adjustments are more difficult. BCH can experiment more quickly, modernize faster, react faster. This could be a huge advantage in the long run, because future-proofing is becoming increasingly important in the crypto market, especially for institutional investors, companies, long-term holders. Of course, Layla doesn't make BCH completely quantum safe overnight. That would be an exaggeration, but it strengthens the technical foundation. And in the crypto market, it's often not just reality that counts, but also strategic positioning. If BCH is perceived as more future-proof, it can strengthen trust, more interest, more capital, especially in a world where technological risks are becoming increasingly serious. Section 4, $12 to $16 price analysis. Can BCH really reach $1,000? Now for the big question, what does Layla mean for the price? Bitcoin Cash is currently trading at around $473. Many investors are wondering, is the upgrade already priced in, or is the real move only just beginning? Historically, we often see major blockchain upgrades generate anticipation, generates buying generates momentum. In the short term, many analysts expect price targets between $480 and $600. That would be a realistic range if the market environment remains stable. Why? Because technological advancements generate positive headlines. Speculators look for opportunities. New investors take notice. Should Layla be successfully implemented without technical problems, BCH could perform significantly better in the medium term. Then prices between $600 and $850 would be conceivable, especially if BCH also gains wider adoption. The major milestone, of course, remains $1,000. Is that guaranteed? No. Absolutely not. But is it impossible in the long term? Also no, because with a successful upgrade, stronger developer
the future
interest,
currency,
positive market sentiment, a rising overall Bitcoin market, BCH could very well reach 4 figures. Important. Crypto remains volatile. Risks always exist. These include market corrections, macroeconomic uncertainty, technical difficulties, overheated hype. Therefore, no one should invest blindly, but objectively speaking, Layla provides a fundamental catalyst that could give BCH new momentum. Realistic scenarios: short-term $480 to 600 cents, medium-term $600 $850, long-term $1,000 or more if technology and the market align. Section 5. What should you do now? Now the practical question arises. How should you react? Most importantly, don't panic. No hasty purchases, no FOMO, but staying informed is crucial. Option 1, observe. You can simply follow Layla closely. Look, how is the market reacting? How stable is the upgrade? What are the media reports? Sometimes patience is the best strategy. Option 2, check security. If you already hold BCH, update your wallet. Back up your private keys. Keep an eye on official information. Security first. Option 3, analyze long-term. If you believe in BCH, Layla could be an important building block. Then deeper research is worthwhile, not because of hype, but because of fundamental data. Option 4, wait and see, also legitimate. Not every upgrade automatically leads to explosions. Sometimes the market needs time. The most important point, never make emotional decisions. Understand risks, potential time horizon, because that's the only way to trade smarter in the long run. Outro. The countdown is on. In 13 days, Bitcoin Cash could enter a new era. Layla is more than just an update. It could reposition BCH technologically and perhaps also in terms of price. Whether BCH will actually march towards $1,000 remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, May 15, 2026 could be historic. Now it's your turn. Do you believe BCH will reach $1,000 after the upgrade? Write it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe, turn on notifications, because in the next video we'll analyze which BCH projects could particularly benefit from Layla. See you next time, and remember, this is not financial advice.